Good people of planet Earth, welcome to not another episode of Mason's Rugged Roads. Well, technically, I suppose it is, because I'm talking to you. Anyway, I digress. The bike is now 4.5, 5 years old-ish, loving every moment of it. I figured that even though she's been on the optimizer every time I'm not riding it, and because of lockdown, I'm not riding it, I'm going to put a new battery on, simply because prevention is better than cure. Why do I want to be stuck somewhere? Nothing. Or, worse still, get all your kit on, hop on the bike on a Saturday or Sunday, you're about to head out for a day or a big trip. Nothing. So, hence, I'm changing the battery. Nothing exciting, I'm just changing the battery. I miss you lot. Right, first job, get the frame section off. All you need is a Allen key. Break that open. Break this fella open. That can probably come off now. And just do this bit by hand. There's probably time for you to talk amongst yourselves. But that's a stupid comment to say, because you can't talk to each other, can you? Not whilst watching YouTube. Mason, you're not inspiring the viewers with your idle chit chat, so shut it. That can come out. That's those two done. That bracket just unhooks. That there is your toolkit that I don't ever use. Right, next bit is to take the cover off. Well, when I say take cover off, all you have to do is lift that up. Inside here you'll see the optimizer cable, which is hardwired in. And you'll see the battery in here. We've got the positive and negative. The battery lays on its side. And then once you've got that cover off, this sits in its own, I suppose, tray. And in behind the negative connection, there's another Allen key, the same as the ones we've just undone here. That little fella, it's a bit more difficult to see, but just if you need to, stick a torch or a light in there, or if you know it's there, just put your Allen key, undo it. Otherwise, you'll be pulling on that tray for God knows how long, and it won't come out until you get that out. Now that's probably going to fall down inside there. You need to try and catch it, if you can. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. Or pull it part way out, and you'll see it there. There it is. That's the Allen key that holds that tray in. You'd be there for hours pulling that around, thinking, why won't it come out? It's hidden just behind or on your negative connector. And of course, where you've got the main live, the positive and negative, the positive feed coming in here for the battery, it's only going to pull out, not even a quarter of the way, maybe an eighth. So you need to get a little 10mm, put it on the positive, and it's never really tight, it doesn't need to be. All we need to do is undo that, pop it out, lay the wires to one side, and hey presto, she's disconnected. Now we can slide that battery out, put the new one in. That's one nut on the floor, don't forget that, Mason. There she blows. One standard YTZ14S battery. Now don't forget, with the new one, you need to make sure you take this negative wire off. It's just clipped in, so it's a standard 10mm. Undo that, we'll take that off, put it onto the new battery before we slide the new one in. Either a 10mm little socket or a screwdriver will do it, just to get that negative off the other end. But there's no need to be negative about it. You don't need to take it off completely, just undo it. So we can slide the old battery out of the casing. Out with the old, in with the new. Apparently unboxing things gets you loads of hits on YouTube. It's not going to happen here, is it? Not on Mason's rugged roads. Come on. Old, new. As normal, they all come standard with new, I suppose, little connectors here, which is going to be the screws and the little nut heads that sit behind here. So here are the new connectors, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with my old ones, so I'm just going to put the originals back in and we'll keep those as a spare. So the back nut, just taking that out of there, we'll slide, because I've put this back in the tray, of course. New battery in the tray, slide the back nut in, just get it lined up as best you can. Put that connector over the top, offer up the screw. You can just do this by hand at this stage. She's bitten, she's taken hold. Once she's got hold of that nut inside, just give it a crank up. Maybe with this, just not even a quarter, just an eighth. Just get it to bite, because you don't want that coming loose when it's packed away on the bike. Right, let's put this back on the AT. Just a little tip, before we offer this back into its little hidey hole, get your little 10mm back bolt. Obviously she's going in at that angle. The nice thing is it's designed nice and snug, so literally the tolerance is tiny. You can slide that in and she'll stay in place. If you try and do it when that's offered back up in, like me, you're bound to drop it and it'll disappear somewhere down in a gap that is always difficult to get to. So yeah, offer that up and stick it in. You know what I was saying? They fall out. It did. As I just turned the camera off just to realign myself and pop it in, it rolled out. Mason, you numpty. Come on, do it live, you dickhead. Right, that's in there. Maybe keep your finger over there. This is the first time I've done the battery on the AT, so I'm learning as I go. There she goes. Keeping the finger up just to stop that falling. Everything else is still in place underneath. You've got your earth, don't forget, here. That needs to go back on. Not your earth, Mason, you muppet. The optimizer's got to go in there to feed that in when it locks in place. So feed her back in. So I'm just reversing the procedure from memory, really. We know that the positive's going to go in there in a second. I've put the little bracing nut on here because that's going to feed through the negative and the optimate wire in here, because I still want to optimize the bike when she's parked up. So as we slide her back in, she'll marry up here. We'll just offer that home, screw it in. There she is, in place. And we'll do that uptight in a second. That's one side done. I was just about to finish off with a little bit of a extra tweak on there, but like most things I've learned over time, I'm not going to do it up really tight until I've got everything else on. Negative's back in place with the optimate. I've got to do the positive. That's going to be a bit more difficult at the angle because the little bolt's quite tiny. So I think the trick here will be to probably put that inside the socket head first, whilst holding this up and putting that back together. We'll have a go. If not, I might get a little ring spanner and put it over the top. Let's see how we get on. I've had another thought, because I'm going to need both hands. Let's just stick a bungee on there. Look, I'm not even going to connect it up. I'm just going to wedge it in the seat crevice. Oh, Mason, a seat crevice. That's a new word of the day. Right, let's pop you back on there. That means I'm not going to have to hold that out of the way of the knuckles anyway. It's probably not a top tip, it's just something everybody does every day. Now we need to put the little bolt through here. We're going to offer it up to the nut. I'm going to try it by hand first. I think that actually, my hand's in the way. That needs to come up underneath behind that. But you may not have this, of course, in which case it's going to be even easier. That's just for the optimizer, to keep the battery in good condition, which has obviously worked because the battery's fine. I'm just replacing it because I think it's a good idea before she eventually gives up the ghost. Right, it's there. Now I think we should pull that tray out. Actually, see, that's why I didn't do everything up. Let's have that back out. I shouldn't have done the negative up, because this, if this comes out further, I can reach it. Mason, you dick. But hey, at least it's real life, and you know that I'm not an expert. I'm just making it up as I go along. I hope this is helpful. If not, I should leave now and watch something more interesting. And thankfully, because this is, the tolerances are so small on this negative side that it went in really, really easy, which means it'll come out really, really easy. Mason, don't drop the bolt. Not in front of the viewers. Right, that's that out. Let's start again. We're actually going to do it semi-reverse procedure. We're going to pull this back out whilst it's to here, because this hasn't got much of a reach. Yeah, some are going to say it's a crap design because you can't pull that out at all. We need to get that back up here and clipped on. You're going to swear at it. I'm going to swear at it. Right, let's go again. Bolt through the top of those two. Offer it up. Get that round the back. Get it seated. You're not going to be able to see the detail because of the camera angle, but at least if I can get that started, like so. She's in now, she's bitten. Don't know why I call it a she. Now we can slide the battery back into situ, which now means the negative, this end, can be put back in place. So there we go. When you're putting it back together, positive, then negative. Excuse the hand in the way. Make sure that comes through. Pop the optimizer on there, because like I said, I want to better keep this new battery in good condition. Offer that through. She should just find her way back in the hole. There we go. Apart from the final clunk click and tighten up the positive and negative, that's it, the new battery's on. Right, let's finish up. Right, where was I? This last bit, that's a negative or neutral, put on that side, just a gentle tweak, not too much. These wires, for me, not necessarily for your good self, because this is the optimizer or optimate. That's the new battery. Positive's nice and tight, negative nice and tight with a retaining bolt. That can come off there. She just clips tight, back in place. Well, I say back in place. What have I done? Come on, it's live, Mason. That is correct, she's back in. I think smaller wires were tucked in that side. That cap goes down. She clips back in place. Offer up what would be the toolbox with the little bracket. Offer the base in first that clips in. Hold the bracket in place, which is situed. We're just going to get this turned in. Just get it finger tight because we need a little bit of tolerance the other side. To put the final one in, which is just here, it's just going to need a bit of a jiggery pokery. Get it lined up. Ready for your male and female. Mason, stop all those innuendoisms, will you? Innuendos even. Right, she's in there. Give her a tweak. Give this one a bit of a tweak. Making sure I don't catch that optimate wire in there like I just did. Yeah, see, that's why I don't do things up tight straight away. Till now. Right. That's done. That's tight. That's my optimate. She just tucks up out the way when I go riding. Well, there's obviously power. That is a good sound. Right, good people, that's me. I'm done. I promise I'll be back out on those rugged roads soon. Just need our bloody Prime Minister to say I can go out. Or shall I sneak out? No, Mason, be responsible. Till next time, see you later.